I'm very excited today to introduce you to Gai Taylor, who is one of the designers of and uses a lot of wool felt embroidery and applique in some of her embellishing of Yazzii bags. She embellishes lots of products. She's so capable and absolutely creative, and she's been part of our show circuit for so many years. And the fact that she's given us this time this morning, I'm really appreciating it, and I'm sure you're going to be excited to hear what she does in the wool felt embroidery and applique side of things. So I'm going to introduce you to her. Before I do, I'll just show you a few of the examples that she's done on some of the Yazzii bags. And I do take them at various trade shows, and I think it works pretty well, where we are showing people how they can embellish these bags. So sometimes it's just a little piece of embroidery, but it does make it creative. It's a nice gift to give someone and personalize it as your own. So these are just little ideas, but I'm sure she's got a whole lot to tell you about it. So I'm going to just introduce her to you.
Hi, Yazzii. How are you?
Good. Welcome, Gai. Good morning to you. And I just wanted to firstly, especially thank you for making this time for us today. I know you are really busy with everything you're doing, and the store's running so well during these difficult times. You know where we are in Victoria. We're basically stuck at home. Hopefully things are going to change next week. But, you know, we've met at so many shows over the years, and we've come this far just working in collaboration with what you do and the way you beautifully embellish Yazzii bags. And we appreciate it because it has inspired so many people out there all over the world. And often when I show my samples like this, people tell me, oh, where did you get this from? So like that, we're here today to just understand your business, who you are, what you're doing in 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 in New South Wales, and what inspired you to use Yazzii bags as well, and your creativity. We'll just listen to you for the next little while, and if there's anything you need from me, just ask me and I'll be happy to come back and answer those. And I'll meet you towards the end of the interview, okay? Thanks for your time. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Yazzii. I really appreciate that. And truly, your bags are wonderful to use as well. So when I started to do the wool felt applique, it's probably about 5 years ago that I started to venture into it. And one of the first things that I did was that bag that you show. Now, that was a navy blue bag. What number's that one, Yazzii? I think I've got one here. It's the mini organizer bag, the CA14. So this one's a purple one. So mini organizer large. And I think just about everyone has got one of these in their cupboard. In fact, last Friday, here in the shop, I hold a day called 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗁𝗍 Friday. And that comes around every month that girls front up with their different things. A lady had one of these in a colour you no longer have. And so we put together an array of wool felt, and she's decorating it. So some of these bags have been around for quite a while, as has your business. And so they're bringing them out and starting to embellish them and truly make them their own. The one that I use all the time, and it was my main bag until I outgrew it, was this one, which is the I Love Sewing bag. So hearts and different flowers on it. A lot of the times I'm looking at what colours I can use. So this one's on a black bag. And so it really showed up all the beautiful tones. This particular bag now has been around the world many, many, many times. So it's well used, well loved. With that, I actually made a needle case that goes with it. So as part of our pattern and our kit, you can actually do the Yazzii bag, which you buy separately. The bags are bought separately, but you can embellish them and do the pair of them. So great time. That bag that Yazzii showed you earlier that has the paisley design on in the autumn colours, I actually did that in one day. So it's not as if it's something that's going to take you weeks and weeks and weeks. But admittedly, it was one where I had a day in between show days, and I just sat and relaxed and did that one. Another one that she showed you was this one, which is Tulip Time. So that's done on the, I think it's the 𝗘𝗽𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃, which was only a fairly new bag that Yazzii introduced at a spring market about 2 years ago. She came to me and said, I'm off to spring market. I've got this new bag that I want to release. Can you do a design on it? So if you really notice what Yazzii's got on her design to what I've now done on mine, I had 2 nights to do it. So I went back to the motel, worked out the design, started to do the basic things on it on the Friday night, went and worked at the show all day Saturday. Saturday night, went back and finished it off for Yazzii, handed it to her Monday, and she had it to use. I then went ahead and did another one. So I've got in 2 colours. So people sometimes don't like the orange. I'm an orange girl. I love orange. And I think it works so well with the teal coloured bag. These bags that Yazzii does match so well with our wool felt. And I was so surprised when I started to do it that the colours of the wool felt we have just work in so well. But the thing is, while on these bags so far, I have matched the background. Now, what I've done, I actually work on my wool felt applique. So I've done here a flower, which she showed you on the little wallet, the travel wallet. At another show, she said, can I sew that onto there just to show people? So that's on the CA346 for the travel wallet for that one. So just made up a flower. And so the wonderful thing with wool felt is it doesn't stretch, peel or fray. So I was able to sew my small piece onto my larger piece. So this has 4 layers. The small one, if I get my fingers out of the road, you can actually see it. So it has the small one, the larger one, which is black, another one, and there. So then I'm ready to use those straight away at any time. So what I've done is make up a lot of those. I've then used it on our double deluxe bag, which this double deluxe is just the most fabulous bag. So it just has a row of these around it. But the secret is there is a piece of wool felt underneath that I actually, once I've added all the embellishment onto them, which is what I've done with all the other cases, I then sew onto the top of the bags. And I'm able to just sew with a whip stitch. So if we were using normal fabric, we would be having to make sure that it was able to fit exactly. We didn't want to stretch it. We didn't want to ease it in. The wool felt just works so well. So I was able to add all my flowers all around. I actually cut out a circle in the middle, because this bag, if I put it that way, you can see it. This bag actually has the handle coming from the top, so that when we're holding it, and there's 2 layers to it. One layer has all your pouches underneath. The next layer is just a free layer. Wonderful thing about the Yazzii bags is the double zips in them, which work extremely well. So the top has just another pouch, but it also has some other gussets in there that you can use. But my ideal thing is to fill that with threads, put lots of balls of threads. So I've got quite a few balls of threads, fill it with that. Then the one underneath is where a lot of those projects that I've started to do can go into your pouches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pouches all sewn in, another pouch on top, same as the top. And then there's another little magic space underneath as well, which is zippered. And so you could put your scissors and anything hard like that into it. So that's the double deluxe bag. While I don't have a pattern for that one, it's one that a lot of people have seen it. And when I'm teaching quite often overseas, the thing that I'm teaching are the just what I call flower power. So it's these. So you can make up a whole pile of those. They can then be used onto the top of the bag. Remembering, cut out a shape on your wool felt base that you've done to allow for that great handle to come through to use it. On a lot of these others, the handle's on the top, so you don't have to do that on those. The other one that she showed you that I was talking about was the travel wallet. So this travel wallet was one that we did quite early in the piece, and it's called 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏. So a lot of people love butterflies. So it was also done a butterfly that I stitched onto a piece of teal felt. Again, it matches in so beautifully. Filled it with French knots all before I stitched it on. Just whip stitched it around, and then that's right. A lot of people who don't necessarily sew use these for jewellery, use these for makeup. They're multi-purpose wallets. So they're a great one to just slip into another bag to take away, but could be also used just as a small project bag. So you may have pieces already cut out. One of the things that we do here in Just Patchwork, we actually do a lot of pre-cuts. So you might say, I don't have time or energy to do a lot of circles to cut out. So we've already done that for you. So in this pack, which this particular one is the bright pack, has all the bright colours in it. You've got 108 circles cut out from 3 inches through to 1/2 inch. There's also an autumn pack for that one. So that one's the autumn pack, not quite as bright as the other one. So it could be used for a multitude of things as well. I've done brooches, right? So these brooches were the same as what we did to go on our double deluxe bag. So similar to that, probably a different size, but then become a brooch. So you've got little presents that you can make. You could add this. Yazzii at one of the shows came along and picked up one of these that I'd made and then said, I think that'll go on there. So that's what I did for her on that hot pink one that she was showing you. So that's how simple that is. I think we actually just sewed that straight onto the bag for that one. So it wasn't too hard as far as that was concerned. Another one that I did quite a few years ago is this one, which is our compact craft organizer. So another great one. This one's called Mandela. And again, it's a multi-purpose one. Great Velcro to close the bags up, so you don't have to worry about buttons or anything like that. So again, lots and lots of different pouches into them. While you're making the outside, you could be keeping everything in here. You could have your needles, your scissors, all your pieces of wool felt, those bags of the circles, you could actually put into some of those as well. So they're so versatile. At a lot of the shows, when I'm standing there demonstrating, I've usually got a bag beside me that's got all my threads in it. And I've got one such as that here. So it's the CA474, I think it is, rather large one. This actually comes with 4 pouches that are not sewn in. So it actually leaves a huge area inside. And that huge area I've filled with threads. So I actually have 3 of those that are full of threads. And this one I haven't put a adornment topping on it, but this one I have. So this is what we call the summertime bag. This was done at 1 October in Brisbane at the quilt show, and I was standing there thinking, I can do something with this bag. I love this colour green. That's a beautiful, beautiful green. So stood there and started to design. Again, I had some of these flowers already done, so that was an easy one. Put the tree onto it and then brought the flowers into it to reflect it. Added the dragonfly with its fancy tail, add the butterfly up here, and then did my what I call my cockle shell garden down the bottom. Again, all using decorative stitches for it. And that's one of the things that in our patterns as well that we have, as well as including quite a few coloured photos into them and a lot of instructions on how to do the cutting out and that sort of thing, we include a stitch glossary, which has drawings and descriptions of how to do the stitches. Because while we've all been stitching madly when we were quite young, and we often do that through school, there's a lot of stitches that we're now using that we don't necessarily have in our repertoire. So one of the ones that I've done, this is a little bookmark. So if you can imagine slipping this over the cover of a book and then just slipping the pages into it, again, it's got our flower, little flower on it. And the ones that are shown on the outside, see the stitches, the orange stitches where my finger is? Those stitches are called pistol stitch. And that's a stitch that really I can't remember doing when I did all my applique and embroidery. So that was a different stitch. We've got a fly stitch, we've got French knots, I've got star stitches going around there. It really doesn't matter what stitch you put on. My philosophy that I use for most things is that let's put more stitches rather than less, because quite often people will say to me, I don't really like what I've done. And my comment is, let's add some more stitches to it. And so suddenly we've got more and more. Yazzii spoke about us going overseas and doing shows. And 2008, I first went to Festival of Quilts in Birmingham. I then had some time at home doing other things, amongst building a new house, doing a lot of other things that were happening. And then we resumed going back to England. I think it was about 16 or 17. And I teach there every year. So one of the things that I've done is that one. So they actually come and buy the pattern for this, as I showed you the pattern for that. Then they go over to Yazzii's stand and buy the bags. So we're working together. It's a very good collaboration. But this year, 2020, the year that hasn't happened, this was one of the new things that I designed, was a new needle case to keep all our needles in, and it's using a butterfly, and it's a three-dimensional butterfly. So while I have the butterfly on our travel wallet, again, we've got a new butterfly. So always trying to bring something else in that will keep people interested. So that's a great three-dimensional one. It's got a garden on the back. So we've had quite a few girls, even though I haven't been able to teach that overseas, quite a few girls are lining up to do this in the shop, and we've been selling a lot of kits. So if you're in England and you're watching this and you go to Festival of Quilts, you'll see both Yazzii and myself there in 2021. That will be one of the classes. Another class that I'll be doing is the brooches. So with that one, we get 3 brooches. I've got another one underneath here somewhere. Another one of the classes that I've been teaching here in Australia is necklaces, right? So these are a great way to learn the stitches. So great necklaces, add a bit of colour to your outfit, and it's something that you've done. A nice present to give to someone. You may actually give them a kit of it for them to do, and I've got all the stitches shown on the patterns all ready to go. This morning, while I was getting ready to talk to Yazzii, I started to do this one. So this is a new one. So you'll see we have some poppies there. Those poppies I've had for quite a while and been trying to work out what I was going to use them on. So this morning I thought, okay, let's put them onto the top of my 𝗘𝗍𝗃𝗍𝗪. So that's the one it's going to go onto. We've got a couple of other flowers up there. It'll be coming onto here. There'll be some leaves, some stems coming down there. I've just been working out what the leaves are that I'm going to put onto it. So again, it's not something that takes a lot of time. We can work on things. This is also a very portable application that we can do. We can, as I said, pick up a bag of circles. We also have ones that have the flowers cut out in the flowers similar to these. So we've got those as well. We've got another one which has got more the paler shades into the softer shades, because there'll be people say, I can't cope with the dark ones. The quilts that you see behind me, also we have kits for. So the one with the green background is one by Wendy Williams, the pattern by Wendy Williams, and then that's my interpretation of it. And we also have kits for those. The one up the top is called Chatsworth, and that's one of my designs. So it's the reason I called it Chatsworth, I just thought it was so regal, and so gave it that name. We give names to all of them so people can identify them. The one below it is one of our new baby quilts. So that's our ABC baby quilt. That particular one, all the shapes are all cut out for you. So you don't have to be cutting around all those. I call those almost a weekend project. In those, we're getting our backgrounds, our bindings, all our wool felt shapes cut out. You're also getting needles and you're getting your threads for those. So that's a great project to pick out. And then as you're working, you'll be putting them in one of your Yazzii bags. So everything just works so well together. And Yazzii, I think I might be coming to the end of what I need to tell a lot of people about this. You can always go onto our website and have a look at everything I've shown you here, which is Just Patchwork, www.justpatchwork.com.au, or find us on our email, which is justpatchwork@tpg.com.au. So all those different ways. We send a lot of these overseas, and as you know, we sell a lot when we're overseas as well. But this has been great, Yazzii. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. When I see our bags, the way you do wonderful things with them, it just makes me wish I could also come to you and have a class around it, because as you know, there's nothing I do in the sewing world, and it just happened that I have stumbled onto a range of products that seems to work on a multifunctional way. And as you said, half our range works for jewelry and makeup, and the other half, like the total range, works for craft. So for any of you who are not aware of it, like we've got a full catalog of 38 items in our range right now from a craft perspective. And if you look through those 38 bags, there's 17 that we've identified as perfect gift ideas. So leading up to Christmas, if you're looking for any particular items, we are available at sales@yazzii.com, which is my email, and our website is www.yazzii.com. And you know, Gai Taylor is there in New South Wales that can offer you a lot more in her store. She has lots and lots of product apart from what we've just discussed today. Beautiful fabrics, etc. Constantly on the go, getting the newest products around. And also, she can provide you with kits and anything that you need to create and make your Yazzii bag beautiful.
Yes, Yazzii, I was just thinking when we were talking that while I'm offering quite a few different designs here, people may have their own designs, but they don't have the wool felt to be able to create them. So we also offer what we call our bundles. So these bundles, this one I'm holding up is the one I refer to as the Seaside Bundle. This one's our brights, so with fabulous colours in it. We've got a pastel bundle and an autumn bundle. So you might go, well, I don't want to buy the full pieces. So our pieces of wool felt are 10-inch squares. These are 10 by 5s, but we have a lot of people who buy quite a few of these, and it gives them a good range of colours. We've got up to 100 colours in wool felt.
Wow. I know you've got a very big collection, and, you know, the fact that you sort of have such a successful show each time. Unfortunately, we're not in that position. We're not sure where things are going to go from here. But in the meantime, it's nice to know that everyone's out there in their homes, completing their projects. They love the bags to create something while they're at home, and it keeps them occupied. And if they've got a skill, they feel these make beautiful Christmas gifts as well. And all your little projects, I loved that necklace. I loved your bookmark. I've not seen them in real life yet, but I think they're amazing ideas. So, you know, you're always coming up with some very wonderful ideas, and the fact that you've taken even the Yazzii bags with you in your creativity, I've always appreciated it. And you've always been great neighbors, great exhibitors that we've had a lot of fun with, been out many times for great dinners, and hopefully we'll get to that stage one day. But thank you.
Soon.
Yeah. No, but thank you for your time today, Gai. I think, you know, we sort of have covered everything we needed to. I appreciate your effort around this, and hopefully we'll look forward to seeing you at another interview and bring you in maybe with someone else. I mean, we all Australians, we all need to sort of be together now to go forward through all of this difficult time.
Exactly. No, I think most of us are coping quite well with it. And we're finding different avenues to do it. One of the things I say is this is just a correction in our life, and we'll get on and get back into our normal. I know for us it's giving us time to sit back and come up with a lot of other designs that we've had in our mind for a lot of time, so it's quite exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, look, I appreciate it. I'll say goodbye here, and I really want to thank you again, and we will talk soon again, all right? And I appreciate your time, right?
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, bye.